hitchhiked before?
No. I've never hitchhiked in my life.
Watch out.
No, no. Oh, no, they were full. Oh my God. Is that Jer from Jer Kayaks? Doing a collab with Soak Studios?
Whoa.
Crazy concept.
No, what a small world.
I know. It's almost like we're friends. Gary, I have a question with you.
I don't have friends, actually.
I don't know, Gary. I think that ruins my first question of, would you consider me your best kayaking friend?
Oh, well, I guess I just gave you the answer, huh? Sorry, guys.
Bummer. not the start to the video we wanted. But Jerry's gonna have us try to
reshoot that. We'll pay me off screen and then I'll
Oh, is that what we want to do?
Yeah,
we want to pay you off screen?
Yeah, $50 and I'll say you're my best kayaking friend.
Not worth it. Ah.
Guess we're walking.
0 for 2. 0 for 2.
Kayaking is often a spontaneous sport. Sometimes you're chasing rainfall from river to river, hoping to catch a little bit of that stoke. Other times, your friend Jerry Yang asks you to head to Wilson Creek in the middle of what feels like a drought for a low flow lap. Either way, you grab your gear, and you hope you remember to grab everything. Namely batteries for your GoPro so it doesn't run out of footage near the end of what would be an awesome interview with one of your closest friends.
There we go. So as we mentioned before, you have started to live a nomadic lifestyle. What pushed you to do that?
I mean, honestly, I got tired of driving like 4 hours to get to Whitewater and then turning around and going back home. And I was like, this is stupid. And I would go out. I used to have a Honda Civic. I called it the Loser Cruiser because it sounded good to me. But I would take the Loser Cruiser out and like bum out of that for like a week at a time. And then I would be miserable because it's a Honda Civic, 2-door. And then I would come home for like 30 minutes and like do my laundry and shower and then go right back out. And I was like, why am I paying rent if I'm gone most of the time anyway? So that was a big reason for it. The other thing is just, it's something I wanted to do since I was a kid. Like I've always seen like the van life people. And I don't mean like COVID van life, like, hey, we have a $30 million van. I mean like people that are just living off the land, doing cool things. There was a book in elementary school we read, I can't remember what it's called, but it's about that dude that went to Alaska and like lived out of a bus and then died. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They turned it into a movie. I think it's called Into the Wild.
That sounds familiar.
Literally this dude like lived this nomadic lifestyle and like went to Alaska and like lived out of a bus and then like died. And like it was a tragic story. And I remember in class, like the teacher was talking to us about it and was like, hey, like well, how do we feel about the story, whatever, like, you know, English teacher stuff. And everyone else was like, wow, what an idiot. Like, who goes out and like isn't prepared and dies? And I was like, that's the coolest thing this dude ever did. Like yeah, he died, but he lived a cool life. And so that stuck with me. And I think that's a large reason why it started out that way. This is a rock, wind rock.
Okay.
A little bit high enough for today. I see you get a double rock.
It's so dry.
It's gonna be a little sketchy today. Give space. Like give like a solid like 20. Oh my God. Okay.
Yes. So, when you're feeling extra steezy, do you always try to go for these weird creek lines?
Oh, of course, man. Like, it's Wilson at -10, so you gotta spice it up. Otherwise, you're just kind of like, these rocks suck. So when you get to stuff like this, like you gotta do it, man. That's how you get good, is by trying challenge moves, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. It is what it is, man.
So I'll run it backwards, you run it forwards.
Like nose to nose?
Yeah.
There's a chance I spear you. Because if you get served from that bottom, I'm hitting you right in. Wanna go for it?
Let's go for it.
All right.
It might be regrettable, but we're doing it.
I mean, why not?
All right.
Told you I was gonna spear you. Alright, get in the hole, huh?
I know.
Because it's not violent. But you just get that light down, turn you around, and it's easy.
Yeah. So since starting your channel and switching more to like a dirtbag beater lifestyle, would you say that it's become more challenging to create content?
Absolutely. So it's hard to film and it's hard to edit. Like filming on the river, obviously that's doesn't change. But filming the scenes where I'm talking to the camera, I don't know if you've ever sat in a parking lot and just listened, but when you're sitting in a parking lot, you're trying to film and like all these extra sounds are going on, people are like looking in your car weird, like it makes it difficult to create a quality product. And then just editing, like I don't have a sustainable source of power, I don't have sustainable Wi-Fi, like so trying to edit and put all that together in coffee shops, it's why it's so difficult for me to have a solid regular schedule when I releases. Because I might spend like a week and a half working at a coffee shop when I'm only at the coffee shop like two hours a day. That's what, 20 hours? That takes about 20 hours of video, to be honest. So it's a lot of difficulty filming and editing. Balancing audio is very, very difficult. Like, I'm like, is that a car in the background, or is that like a hum in the actual audio? And I have to listen to it multiple times, and like some kids screaming, and so it's just, I'm like, dude, I can't balance this. And sometimes I just throw it up on YouTube, I'm like, I hope it's balanced. And so far it's been okay, but I'm waiting for that one time where like the video goes up and some kid screaming in the background of the video that I thought was just screaming in the coffee shop. You're gonna, so there's two rocks, you have one right here, the right one is one you're gonna splat. It's gonna throw you off to the right, usually upside down. It's kind of manky in there, so I would just like stay in that tuck position until you feel yourself free up, and then that's when you roll up. If you don't feel yourself free up, that means you're pinned in there. Figure it out, you'll be fine. You wanna go first actually on this one?
Sure.
Alrighty, splat that rock. You can get a good solid splat on it.
There you go.
There you go. So now we know at -10 it will stir.
Dude, I was there for a little bit. So considering all the content that you make, would you say that you've begun to inspire the next generation of kayakers?
So that was the original intent, was to inspire people. When I started kayaking, I looked on YouTube and I saw like videos of Dane Jackson and pros running some big stuff, and I was like, that's insane, I'm never doing that. And then I would see like beater reels and often like poorly recorded stuff, and I was like, there's nothing good. And so I found myself very frustrated with my progress because I would, miss a bunch of rolls, swim a bunch. And then I realized nobody's showing the real learning experience on YouTube. Nobody's showing that clumsy and awkward learning process that is whitewater kayaking. So I started putting that up there. And at first, inspiring others was kind of just like an afterthought. But as it started growing more and more, I realized I was getting messages from people, and by newer generation, I don't mean kids necessarily, but just everyone getting into kayaking. I was getting messages from all sorts of people saying like, hey dude, we love your content, it's really helped me. I had a rough day today where I swam 4 times on my first river, and I watched your video and was inspired of it to try again. And so my mission now is to inspire the next generation, again, not necessarily age-wise, but just the next group of kayakers, to go out there and push past their comfort zone, push past their limits, try new things. I think whitewater kayaking is a very empowering sport. I think it allows people to overcome fears and to try things and explore and do things that they didn't think they were originally capable of. And so yeah, I guess the roundabout answer is I hope to inspire the next generation. I hope my videos are doing that and my channel is doing that. And we'll see where it goes, but that's really my ultimate goal, no matter how this all turns out, is to inspire people to become better versions of themselves through kayaking.
Once you drop in, you're in triple drop, so just figure it out, okay?
Word.
Yeah, we're both here together. This is another great side curve.
Okay.
There you go. So you literally just like gently put yourself in there. Like it holds you pretty well. Holds you really well actually. Not really, like it's putting me, it's already putting me out.
Ready? All right, on 3. 1. 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Nice, dude.
As we've been talking a lot about the content that you've put out today and the impact that it has, what would you say the impact of your Wilson race footage was?
Oh man, so I think a few things. So the first is that there's a personal impact and then an outside impact. The personal impact was that I came to that race like thinking like 100% I'm going to like murder the shrimps, right? Like if you had asked me that morning, hey, I will bet you money on whether or not you're gonna swim, I would have bet you like $1 million that I wasn't gonna swim. Because I was like, I've run Wilson thousands of times, you know? So I think personally, it impacted me in a way that was like, hey, racing is different. But also like, when you are at your lowest on the side of the river, like that's the situation you're in. You know what I mean? Like if you miss a line, yeah, like it sucks, but that's the line you ran. Like you gotta figure it out from there. And so a lot of it became understanding like whatever the circumstances are, you as a person, as a boater, you have to be able to progress through that. You have to be able to have the grit to get through that, no matter how bad, how dire the circumstances are. If you panic and give up, then that's the end, you know? I'm not saying don't ever walk off a river, but if you do walk off a river, come back at some point. I think the impact it had outside of that is to show that like, hey, there is something to mental toughness in this sport. Like it is important to be mentally tough, and things don't always go your way, and that's okay. It's okay to fail, even on the highest stage. And Wilson Creek isn't the highest stage, but it was to me. So failing in that moment of like where you're most visible is brutal and it's embarrassing, but I think it's real. And so having that impact, at least the messages I got from people was that like, hey, thank you for showing your real moments. Thank you for showing what it's really like to be a kayaker, where there's all these issues and everything. And thank you for showing that it's okay to fail, and that it's the most important part is to have that mental toughness to see it through.
Oh! That was almost really sick!
I wonder if I can ride this all the way down. That was fun. It like slotted in perfectly. Normally I run left down. There's a line on this side that I've never seen before that someone's ran once.
Okay.
We're gonna try it. Give me spacing.
Okay.
There is wood to walk for. Definitely go the other way. I'll meet you at the bottom.
Sounds good.
Days like this will always stick with you. Having to hitchhike to the put-in, or getting broached on rocks. It's the messiness of it all that adds to the experience. These are the stories that kayakers share when sitting around the campfire with their friends. It's not always possible, but get out there and chase the rain from time to time. Because without doing that, you won't have these memories. But seriously, remember to bring the batteries.
All right, we got to finish it out. We got to finish it out for today. So, while a little bit impromptu, a little unprepared, a little scuffed, this has been an awesome opportunity to spend some time and do a little bit of an interview with Jared Kayaks.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, dude. Like, you don't have to plan. You just come out here. It's not an adventure till something goes wrong, is what they say.
Yeah, and luckily nothing went wrong. It was just
absolutely nothing, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't have to walk or hitchhike or unpin ourselves or drain our boats or anything.
Or lose half of the possible footage you could have gotten because you didn't bring batteries, because you didn't plan too far ahead for this. But you want to see like the second half of the video, that like what happened. I mean, you could always go check out Jared Kayaks' eventual video that's going to come out of this.
It'll be like 5 months from now.
Yeah, so in 5 months you can actually see what else happened today at Wilson Creek. But in maybe like a week or two, 3 weeks, you'll be watching this video.
I actually am trying to fix my editing process, so hopefully it'll only be like, you know, like 2 months.
don't count on it. Don't count on it.
I'm working on it. All right, I've got a plan. I don't have a plan.
Yeah.
I never have a plan.
So and it's just all about the spontaneity of the situation and the world of kayaking. So I guess keep that in mind, and we'll keep moving forward.
Oh yeah, another time, man.
Another
We're
time.
back out here.
Yeah.
Unplanned, you know?
Unplanned though.